The morning was calm, almost too calm for what was about to unfold. Dew still clung to the petals of the rose bushes, sparkling softly under the early sunlight, and the air carried that faint, sweet fragrance of blossoms. It was the kind of peaceful suburban scene where nothing bad was supposed to happen. But that illusion shattered the moment K9 Ranger, a seasoned German shepherd with unshakable instincts, stopped dead in his tracks near the edge of a rose garden and began barking with a strange, desperate urgency. His handler, Officer Miller, had never seen him react like this before. It wasn't his usual "I found something" bark. This was deeper, sharper, like he was trying to scream a warning from his soul. Before we go further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, or the unbreakable loyalty of animals, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Positive Tales. Your support helps us continue sharing powerful true stories like this one. The call had come in just after dawn. This missing person case gone cold nearly a decade ago had suddenly resurfaced when a local gardener reported something unusual while tending to the public. Rose beds near Maplewood Park. It was a place families visited every weekend, a sea of pinks and reds where no one imagined darkness could lurk. Yet here they were, a team of forensic specialists, police officers, and one determined dog, following Ranger's every move as if their very souls depended on it. Officer Miller trusted Ranger more than anyone. They had been partners for 6 years, and in that time, the dog had saved lives, tracked fugitives, and even found missing children. But today felt different. Ranger sniffed the ground with intense focus, his tail low, muscles tense. Then he stopped at a particular patch of soil beneath a row of blooming red roses, and barked again, louder, more frantic. The forensics team exchanged uneasy glances. A shovel pierced the earth. And with every scoop, the air grew heavier. Within minutes, the digging uncovered something wrapped in thick black plastic. The team's movement slowed. No one spoke. Even the birds seemed to fall silent. As they carefully peeled back the layers, the truth began to emerge, a truth Maplewood had long tried to forget. Beneath the roses lay the skeletal remains of a young woman. Time had taken its toll, but remnants of her clothing and a faded locket still clung to the fragile bones. On the back of that locket, scratched and worn yet unmistakable, was a name: Emily Carter. She had vanished without a trace 11 years earlier on her way home from a late-night study session. Her disappearance had devastated her family and haunted the community, until hope slowly gave way to silence. And now, here she was, hidden all along beneath the roses, where children once played and lovers once walked. The discovery shook everyone on scene, but for Officer Miller, it was personal. He remembered the day Emily's mother had stood outside the precinct years ago, clutching a photo of her daughter and begging for answers that never came. Miller had promised her they would keep looking. As the years passed and leads went cold, that promise had weighed on him like a stone. And now, thanks to Ranger, that promise had finally been kept. Investigators began piecing together what had happened. Evidence suggested Emily hadn't been the victim of a random act of violence. Someone had gone to great lengths to hide her, to bury her in a place where beauty and tragedy would forever intertwine. The soil samples indicated the burial was deliberate, done at night, and the roses, planted long after her disappearance, might have been a cruel attempt to erase the past. It was a chilling reminder that evil can hide in plain sight, cloaked in petals and sunlight. But this story was not just about a grim discovery. It was about the bond between a man and his dog, a bond forged in trust, persistence, and something deeper. In the days that followed, the community gathered around the site, leaving flowers, notes, and prayers for Emily and her family. People wept openly, not just for the life lost, but for the years stolen. And every time they visited, they saw Ranger sitting quietly by the roses, his amber eyes fixed on the spot where he had barked that fateful morning, as if standing guard over the truth he had helped bring to light. For Emily's mother, the news was devastating yet strangely healing. "I always knew she was close," she whispered when she visited the site, clutching the recovered locket to her chest. "I just didn't know how close." She knelt beside Ranger, tears streaming down her face, and thanked him in a trembling voice. It was the closure she had prayed for. Painful, yes, but closure nonetheless. And it came not from advanced technology or luck, but from a dog who refused to stop searching. Weeks turned into months, and the investigation uncovered a web of secrets long buried with Emily. A neighbor who had suddenly moved away, a shovel purchased late at night. Conflicting alibis, piece by piece, the truth emerged. Justice would take time, but it was now inevitable. And through it all, Ranger remained the unsung hero, his bark echoing in the minds of those who had witnessed that unforgettable day. Stories like these remind us of something profound, that animals are more than companions. They are protectors, truth-seekers, and sometimes the only voices for those who can no longer speak. Ranger didn't just solve a mystery, he gave a grieving mother the gift of an answer. And he reminded an entire town that even in the darkest places, hope still blooms, sometimes right beneath the roses. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Positive Tales. It helps us bring you more real, emotional stories of courage, loyalty, and second chances that deserve to be heard. Special request: before you go, share in the comments what this story meant to you. And if you've ever had an animal change your life in an unforgettable way, your story might inspire someone else to believe in hope again.